chapter opens with two close-up faces staring each other down inside the ring. Itagaki looks calm, composed, almost emotionless, but Makino, his face already drenched in sweat, is burning inside. His thoughts explode across the page. I trained so hard, I worked, and I still can't close the gap between what we were born with. And then the painful punchline hits him like a gut shot. A weed's punch can't even dirty an elite's face? But Makino refuses to accept it. His eyes go fierce, his jaw tightens, and he growls to himself, "I won't accept it. I'm going to mess up that pretty face of yours." That's the fire round 657 is built on. The action kicks off immediately. Makino launches his flicker jabs, long whipping punches meant to disrupt Itagaki's rhythm. The crowd watches closely. Even the audience notices something. Makino's flicker hasn't lost any sharpness. His technique is still there, but Itagaki doesn't even blink. Itagaki does not panic. He reads the punches. He slips the jabs like they're moving in slow motion and answers with sharp jabs that land on Makino's guard and then on Makino's face with surgical precision. The crowd starts reacting fast because the pace shifts from tense to one-sided. Itagaki keeps pressing and Makino is forced backward. Each clean punch pushes him closer and closer to the ropes until the pressure becomes unbearable. Then it gets ugly. Makino eats clean shots to the face as Itagaki doesn't hold back. Blood flies out from the impact, spraying toward the audience. People in the front rows flinch. Someone yells, "Something flew out." Then another voice, "It's blood, blood." Makino, screaming internally, "I won't accept it. It's not fair," gets pushed all the way into the corner. He locks up a tight guard, arms high, elbows in, doing everything he can just to survive. Itagaki unloads on him from all angles. The referee watches carefully as punches keep raining down. Atsushi stood frozen in sorrow as he watched Makino absorb one brutal hit after another. The fight had become painfully one-sided, and even the crowd could no longer stay silent. Voices erupted from every corner of the arena. "Stop the match, referee! This is getting dangerous. He's being completely overwhelmed." The spectators could feel it too. This was no longer just a boxing match, but a horrifying beating unfolding right before their eyes. Then, the bell. The referee steps in just as the round ends. Makino is saved, but barely. The camera cuts to Makino's battered face. He's swollen badly already, and his expression tells the full story. But deep inside, he refuses to break. He grits through it and whispers to himself, "I'll never let it end like this, not like this." The audience is stunned, and the atmosphere becomes uncomfortable because this is starting to feel less like a match and more like a beating. Meanwhile, in the stands, Takamura, Ippo, Aoki, and Kimura are watching from the audience. Takamura breaks down the fight with cold, analytical clarity. Yes, Itagaki doesn't have the knockout power to end things in one punch, so Makino's damage might not be as catastrophic as it looks. But the real danger? Makino can't touch Itagaki at all. He's absorbing punishment without any way to fight back. Takamura says it plainly. Once Makino's spirit breaks, the match is over. Kimura goes quiet. He feels for the guy. He says out loud what everyone is thinking. At his absolute best, Makino is going to spend 4 rounds as a human punching bag without landing a single clean hit. That's the worst possible outcome for a fighter. Aoki chimes in, genuinely emotional. As a fellow weed himself, he says he understands Makino's pain on a personal level. And then, Takamura grabs Aoki's ridiculous little broccoli haircut and yanks it, yelling at him for making a serious, heartfelt comment while looking like that. Even in the middle of a brutal fight, these guys can't help themselves. Back in the corner, Makino is gasping, trying to recover. His coach leans in and tries to fire him up, telling him to have confidence, reminding him that he's beaten Itagaki before. Makino's mind flashes back to that moment. He did win once, but then the cold truth surfaces. He won by fouling. It wasn't clean. And now, sitting in that corner, he thinks about trying it again, making it rough, using dirty tactics like last time. But then he looks up and he sees Atsushi in the stands, watching. Atsushi, who came to see his best effort. Atsushi, who believed in him. Makino shuts the thought down immediately. His inner voice cuts through the temptation. I can't commit fouls in front of him. He won't cheat. Not tonight. Not with Atsushi watching. And there's Atsushi in the stands, not looking away, not flinching. Mary, the reporter beside him, says, "You're so brave." Atsushi just stays locked in, watching his brother figure give everything he has. At Itagaki's corner, Shinoda praises Itagaki's rhythm and tells him to keep doing exactly what he is doing. Itagaki has found a comfortable flow, and Shinoda knows that if that rhythm continues, the match will only get harder for Makino. Round 2 begins. The crowd erupts, half chanting Itagaki's name, the other half trying to will Makino forward. Makino comes out with a new fire in his eyes. He is not only boxing for himself anymore. He wants Atsushi to watch him and understand that if you keep trying, you can still reach things that seem impossible. He throws lefts and rights with determination, trying to force the fight back to his side. But Itagaki remains elusive. He slips the punches and stays just outside Makino's reach. Coach Shinoda watches from ringside and narrates the genius happening in real time. He explains that Itagaki's greatest weapon isn't his speed, it's his depth perception, his ability to read distance with near-perfect accuracy. When Makino pushes, Itagaki steps back just far enough to be safe. When Makino pulls away, Itagaki steps in to cut off the space. He only needs to move a few millimeters because his natural talent tells him exactly where to be. Shinoda gets philosophical. He says boxing has two camps, the fighters who believe in guts and heart, and those who control space. And the person who controls the range controls the entire fight. Guts alone can't solve geometry. But Makino isn't thinking about geometry. He's thinking about one person. His face is wrecked, his body is taking punishment, and through all of it, he keeps fighting forward, punching, pushing, refusing to stop, his mind locked on Atsushi in the crowd, throwing himself at Itagaki with everything left in him, desperately trying to prove one thing. Watch me, Atsushi. If you try hard enough, nothing is impossible.